Hey guys, Gretchen's Vegan Bakery here today with another awesome mousse cake recipe to share with you in the form of a raspberry mousse. This was a spin-off idea from my pumpkin mousse recipe I shared a couple weeks ago, so if you missed that recipe, be sure to go back and check that out. It was perfection! And while I knew that this raspberry mousse would not be a straight-up sub of just raspberry from the original pumpkin, my first two attempts at this cake was a total fail, and it definitely needed a bit more stability. So as always, I will only share recipes that are tried and true. I just want to always be sure when you make my recipes, they're going to work for you under all kinds of conditions. And finally, with attempt number 3, it worked out great. Super stable mousse that holds up to slicing and will last for almost a week in the refrigerator. So let's get started so you can see how it is done. I am using raspberries and raw soaked cashews as the base for this mousse. I do have some powdered sugar. I've got melted vegan white chocolate, cocoa butter that I'm going to melt, or you can just use coconut oil instead, but cocoa butter really gives it an added layer of white chocolate taste, and it also sets the recipe better than melted vegan butter or oil. Raspberry jam for an added boost of raspberry flavor, liquid aquafaba, cream of tartar, a bit of coconut milk or any plant milk you like best, and I have some agar in 2 separate measures. One will go with the aquafaba and the other with the coconut milk. So get the agar fortified coconut milk to the stove and bring it to a boil. Then be sure to keep it warm or else it will solidify pretty quickly, and if it does though, you can always just rewarm it to melt the agar before adding it to the rest of the recipe. The second measure of agar goes into the aquafaba and will be whipped to a stiff, glossy meringue. Now I found that by adding agar to aquafaba when whipping it, it really helps the stability along with a small amount of cream of tartar. Now get the remaining mousse ingredients to a high-speed blender, and that would be the cashews, raspberries, raspberry jam, melted white chocolate, and cocoa butter, the powdered sugar, and the agar fortified coconut milk. Process it on high for about 1 minute until there are no traces of cashews. Transfer the mousse base to a large mixing bowl and then fold in that whipped aquafaba meringue. Now, I should have mentioned earlier that you would have to bake your chocolate cake layers ahead of time because this is a building on recipes project. I do have everything written on one page. Just click the link below this video for everything, all listed out easily in printable form. Now my ring mold is lined with an acetate cake strip for easy removal later, and all the products that I'm using regularly in my videos are also linked below to my Amazon store page as well as in my blog post. So at least this way you can see the products that I'm using if you want to buy them or not. You can totally get them from someplace else. Of course, you don't have to buy through my link, but if you feel so inclined, just know that I do get a few pennies from every Amazon sale that is made through my blog. And every penny helps to afford to be able to make these videos. Alright, so I'm layering the mousse with the cake layers that are cut slightly smaller in diameter than the cake ring. This way the cake doesn't show through on the final presentation, and also more fresh raspberries on each layer. Go ahead and get that to the refrigerator to set for at least 5 hours, but I do prefer overnight just to be sure. Then you can remove the cake strip, and I'm doing the upside down ganache drizzle on the bottom of this cake, and then you'll just flip it over and more ganache on top. Some fresh raspberries to garnish, and that is it. What a stunning cake. It is so good, you guys. The raspberry is on point, so fresh and light, and it holds up to slicing. And I even had it in my refrigerator for almost a week, and it stayed standing, no deflating or collapsing. So I do hope you will try this recipe. I know it's a lot of steps, but worth the effort for sure. Thanks to everyone for being here with me and watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, a special thanks to my patrons on Patreon and my pals in PayPal. I said it before and I'll say it again. Without your support, Gretchen's Bakery would be a distant memory. So if you think you can help offset the cost of the video testing and creation for as little as $1 a month, you don't know how much it would help. Just click the links below the video to find out how. All right, everyone, until next time, happy vegan baking. Bye for now.